What's up, guys? Let me turn this music down a little bit because we are having a celebration today. Of course, now it's gonna play hard to find here. I'm so excited to report that we hit 10,000 subscribers. Yesterday or the day before, and so I wanted to go live. I told you guys last week that we would go live if I hit that mark, or when I hit that mark. And I'm so humbled and appreciative that you guys find value in what we've been sharing on our channel. So if you're seeing this is our little celebration, if you will. I'm going to share some behind the scenes stories and things like that. And also, if you stay tuned to the end, I'm going to talk about some things that I've never done on my channel before. And I don't believe there's too many people doing in our industry. And I'm going to get into that at the end of this. But if you are seeing this is our sort of celebration, if you will, of hitting 10,000 subscribers. And so, again, I'm going to hit on all that at the end of the video. But to get started, I wanted to share some stuff, maybe a little, stories of how I got started in this, how I got started in the industry, and actually a couple stories about my best friend, Buck, who used to be a big part of our YouTube channel. If any of you have watched any of my older videos, he was in the background of a lot of them and also the centerpiece of a lot of those videos. He was my little Shih Tzu who was with me every step of the way. And actually, he's right here. One of our employees, Ashley, gave that to me as a gift. So anyway, so wanted to get started. I wanted to share because I did not end up in the heating and air industry like most do. I feel like most people that get into the heating and air industry usually start out as a helper or an apprentice for someone, and they work their way up, if you will, learning the craft that way. I did not go to school for heating and air, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because what I did go to school for is to be an electrician. So I learned the whole electrical side of things. When it comes to, heating and air, there's a lot of the, when it comes to controls and low voltage, high voltage, different types of challenges if you were trying to repair a system, that I feel like I excel at, because I might understand what's going on a little better than a lot of the guys that maybe they started out as a helper, installing ductwork or something like that. And so because of that, I'll sometimes be able to decipher or figure out things that, some folks can't, or it might take them a little longer to get there. So that's not to toot my own horn. It's more to say I ended up where I am, and just maybe in a different way that a lot of people do. So anyway, I went to school to be an electrician, and following jobs and following opportunities, moving to different cities, and eventually I ended up working at a plumbing company for a while, and then I ended up at a company that did all three. So they did electrical, plumbing, and heating and air, and that's where I was first exposed to heating and air for the first time. And so of all of those trades, I feel like I'm probably, I'm seasoned enough, I guess. I could do most electrical, especially residential side of things. I could do most electrical type of things. I can run conduit when it comes to commercial stuff. It's been a long time since I've done it, but things like that. And then when it comes to plumbing, I've done a lot of that as well. But I found heating and air after all of that, and really fell in love with the trade, because it was probably the first trade that this might make me sound lazy, but it was the first trade I had come across where I didn't have to work my guts out to make a good living. I could help people. I could get their air conditioner fixed or replaced or whatever the scenario is. And I could, make a decent living doing that. So anyway, as time went on, my wife and I ended up moving to where we live now, where she grew up, and I started Griffin Air. And so when I first started my YouTube channel, it really was just free advertising for Griffin Air. A lot of my early on channels, if you go back and watch them, they're usually some sort of commercial for some sort of product that Griffin Air was selling. Anyway, so that's how I ended up in this trade, and I wanted to share that because, you know, this is sort of a milestone, if you want to say, and I'm not sure if I've ever shared that on any of my videos, you know, so if somebody comes across this, I wanted to share that and let them know how I ended up here, I guess. Somewhere along that way, right before my wife and I moved to the area that we live now, we were living in Richmond, and she had a dog that belonged to her. And he was a great dog. He was probably the first dog I ever loved, but he had a litter of puppies, and we went and picked one of those up. And that's when I met Buck for the first time. And I always tell people I didn't choose Buck. I mean, I kind of did. I picked him out of that litter, but Buck chose me. After that, he kind of latched on to me as he got older. He would, if I left the room, he would wait outside the door kind of thing. And if I was in the room, it was like no one else existed. He had to be near me and so on. So I fell in love with him back. You know, he picked me, you know. So again, if you're just tuning in, we're celebrating 10,000 subscribers. And we're talking about my best friend, Buck, right there, how he used to be in a lot of my YouTube videos. But anyway, so that is the story with Buck. As time went on, I started having some fun with the YouTube channel. Right before it really took off, I was doing a lot of videos with Buck, just kind of playing around. The channel was still a hobby, and it really didn't take hold, I guess, until a few of those videos that, you know, people were saying, hey, you're really helping me here. You know, you're really sharing some stuff that no one else has shown me or told me before. And so that's kind of the story there. And again, I did lose Buck this past year. He was with me every day up until that point. So, you know, that was pretty tough. That said, if you sat through all of those stories, I wanted to share some cool things that I've got planned for the channel moving on from 10,000 subscribers. So I really thought about this long and hard. Do I want to continue to just sit in front of a camera like I am right now and share things? Or do I want to get more in depth, I guess? And my answer to that is we are going to start doing things with the channel that I don't believe anyone else does on the internet, much less YouTube. And what I mean by that is I plan to do a little traveling as the channel continues to grow and we honestly start to make more income from it. My goal is to take that and, you know, if possible, go tour some factories, heating and air factories, maybe get behind the scenes with some of the brands and have them share things with you guys that, you know, they maybe even give them a platform for them to share with homeowners directly, you know, things that they have not been able to share, you know, publicly or something like that, you know. I did a video recently where I basically talked about how a lot of the top heating and air manufacturers have done this. Basically, they've marketed to the contractors for, you know, basically all the time, you know, for all this time. They've always marketed to the contractor saying, hey, sell our products to your consumers instead of marketing to the end consumer. And I think the reason partly for that is because, you know, the contractor really is in control in a lot of cases. And what I mean by that is if, say, for example, if you take Trane as one of the big brands that a lot of people have heard of, if Trane were to make you, you know, here you are, you know, you want a Trane system and you want whatever their newest, best product that came out. You want it, right? You know, they came out with it. It's amazing. It's going to change the world, and you want it. And now you've got to go to your contractor and say, hey, Trane has shown me this product in one way, shape, or form. They did a TV commercial, or they did this, or they did that, whatever. And I want this product. It's amazing. I want this product. If the contractor then says to you, I'm not installing that, you know, for whatever reason, they say to you, I'm not on board with that for this reason, and I'm not going to do it. So I think the point is that a lot of the companies, Trane or whoever you want to use, they've always marketed to guys like me. They've always marketed to the contractors more than they've marketed to you, the homeowner. And with that said, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to take the channel, the HVAC Guide for Homeowners YouTube channel, in a direction where we can let you learn even more. You know, you'll be able to see some of the things you've never seen before, is my hope. See behind the scenes with certain companies and certain brands and things like that. So as it continues to grow, that's what I'm hoping will happen. I'm already working on things that I don't think there's a lot of on YouTube. You know, there's not a lot of guys that are sharing some of the things that I'm sharing. I have been talking directly to a main heating and air brand. We're in, you know, beginnings of these talks, and I'm not sure where that's going to go, good or bad. But we're going to see, you know, and with that said, whether that is good or that goes bad, I think that there are going to be things shared on our channel as we continue to grow that, again, you're not going to see it anywhere else. You're not going to see somebody just money from YouTube. I have nothing to hide, right? I don't have a reason to care if somebody bashes Griffin Air because they don't like something I said on the YouTube channel. Does that make sense? So it gives me the opportunity to be real, to be open, and to tell you guys the truth. And whether someone likes it or not, I'll be able to do that. So that's the goal. That's the plan here. And I'm hoping that it'll, you know, continue to grow because of that, you know. Anyway, that's pretty much it, man. I just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed. If you've been watching our channel, if you've been watching our videos, liking the videos and so on, it means so much. And, you know, when I first started out doing this, you know, I never would have thought that we would be this far. That's for sure. So we see the future as being bright as well. So we're going to continue to grow on that. I'm going to continue to make videos on topics that will ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, the whole goal here is to help homeowners, to help if you are in the market for a heating and air system or some other need, that we can help you with that. So definitely keep following us. Definitely hit that subscribe button, and we're going to continue to do that. All that said, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask or comment, I do have the chat open here on YouTube. You can put something in there, but we're probably going to wrap up here shortly if I don't see anybody writing anything in there. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I actually have a video that should go out tomorrow, should launch tomorrow. Worst case scenario, day after tomorrow. But we're going to keep on trucking, man. We're just going to keep posting those videos and helping you guys out. So I appreciate it. Take care.